Well, this cryptocurrency craze is in full swing. The value of a Bitcoin jumping to almost, very briefly, $20,000 this week before falling back down to about $14,000 for one Bitcoin. This year, Bitcoin is up more than 1,700%, which is one heck of a return.
That's insane. Later today, though, Bitcoin futures start trading on the Chicago exchange. So, should you buy in? Question of the day.
Joining us now to break it down, professor and chair of the program in business and finance at the King's College in New York City, Brian Brenberg. So why should I or Pete buy Bitcoin?
I already know. I know Pete's buying. So I don't have to answer that question.
I'm in on Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Why? Let people know, yeah.
Well, you should buy it if you want to gamble on a new and risky asset. That's really it. You should not be buying Bitcoin right now if you're counting on it to pay for your retirement, because that's not what kind of asset this is. This is speculative. It's a brand new space. It's an interesting technology that over time could really transform how financial transactions are done. But right now, nobody knows where Bitcoin is going, and its valuation is basically based on the fact that other people think it's going up. It's one of these things where I think it's going to go up because other people think it's going to go
Brian,
up.
I hear you saying something that I always kind of hold as an investment truth, which is you literally, but in this case, I take you very literally at your word here, only gamble what you can afford to lose.
Yeah, exactly. Because, look, I don't think this thing's going to fall to zero and stay there. But in the short term, we don't know where the price is going to go. People are getting in because they're reading headlines that say Bitcoin's going up and they see the chance to make a few thousand bucks.
People want to win.
And I don't blame them for that, but that could reverse itself very quickly.
People are also getting in because they're reading more than headlines. Full disclosure, I've bought Bitcoin here because it's a revolutionary concept that's challenging the idea of paper money or the gold standard, saying a digital currency can change the whole way we transact. You don't need a bank. It's person to person. Could this really change the entire financial industry?
I think that's a smaller group than the people who just want to make a quick buck. But you're right. One of the things that attracts people is this idea that we don't have to have financial transactions go through central banks anymore, or governments, or even big banks. This is something that can happen on a person-to-person basis. I think that's amazing. Look around the world at governments that consistently debauch their currencies, where there's inflation problems. People can't trust that their money's going to be worth anything today versus tomorrow. This kind of system really solves it. It's liberating for a lot of people. In the West, probably not such a big deal, but I see around the globe this kind of currency actually supplanting currencies in these less developed, less stable countries.
So quickly, aside from Pete, who's buying this?
Well, people who, again, there's a wide swath of people. I read an article the other day in the Wall Street Journal. A grandson got his grandma to get into the game of Bitcoin. She thought she was just buying a piece of a big coin. Okay, this is the problem. There's all sorts of people getting in the game. There's kind of this greater fool theory. I'm going to buy Bitcoin because I think there's a bigger fool down the road who's going to buy it at a higher price and I can sell it. That's
but now
gambling,
you can bet
folks.
against it, though.
And that's what's so interesting. Starting tonight, you're able to bet against the price of Bitcoin. Up to this point, you've only been able to bet for it, really. Tonight, you can start betting against it when they start selling futures. Let's see what happens to Bitcoin then. I think you're going to see some selling. I also think you're going to see the price stabilize a little bit more because of that.
And that would be helpful, because if you don't have a stable price, it's tough for Bitcoin to actually be a currency.
That's what's going to allow Bitcoin to become a currency. The price will stabilize, and you can actually use it for transactions. I think that's a good thing.
As long as it goes up before it stabilizes, Brian.
Well, yeah, I know you want to make a lot of money, and I hear you. Go for it, Pete.
Brian, thank you.
Good to be here, guys.
That was great.